Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandana Saura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda श्री चैतन्य मंगल की जय। श्रील लोचन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Sri Chaitanya Mangal reading. We are reading from the Adi Lila or Adi Khanda of Sri Chaitanya Mangal, Song 9. Yesterday we read Song 8, in which we saw the puppy dog went back to Goloka. A divine airplane had come down, and the puppy dog now actually that the spirit soul of that puppy dog gave up the puppy nature and then uh, got into the airplane and was made to sit in the middle of the airplane on a beautiful throne while all the exalted demigods like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and others were bowing down and also glorifying the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So today we will continue to we will go with the next section, Song 9 of Sri Chaitanya Mangal. One day, Saci Devi, in her heart, decided to follow a vow of worshipping Goddess Shashti. Goddess Shashti. Accompanied by the village ladies, she observed that vow under a banyan tree. So what do they do in order to observe this vow? She prepared nice offerings of food, covered them with the edge of her garment. So on a tray, on a plate, she would have, or maybe in a basket, she would have all the nice preparations, food offerings, and then covering with the edge of her sari like this, edge of her garment. She happily carried them to the banyan tree. At that moment, Lord, remember this is Balya Lila. Balya means from 0 to 5 years old. That is called Balya Lila. So Mahaprabhu is still less than 5 years old. So at that time, Lord Vishwambar Rai was playing and playing on the path. So he was playing with his friends. He was playing outside. And Mother Sachi happened to come with her offerings covered with her sari. So at that moment, Lord Vishwambar Rai was playing and playing on the path. Seeing his mother, he ran to her and asked, "What do you carry in your hands?" Extending his arms, He blocked the path. So, like this. He said, "No, you can't go." What is it that you're taking? What do you have in your hands? He wanted to stop his mother. "What is it? What offering do you carry? I want it," he demanded. She said, "I carry food offerings to worship the demigods. I am going to a banyan tree to worship Goddess Sasthi. Now you go and play. Listen, dear son. Later I will come back and give you sandesh and banana. Now I will worship the goddess. I will ask a boon from her. With her boon, I will destroy all your sufferings." In this way, she spoke. Aware of what was in his mother's heart, Sri Vishwambar gently spoke. Words like nectar came to his mouth. So earlier also we saw when he talked, it was like thick nectar dripping or flowing. So such words he began to speak, understanding what was in his mother's heart. What did she say? She's going to worship the goddess Shashti, a demigoddess. And for that worship, she's carrying all these nice food offerings. And then she will worship and she will ask for a boon. With that boon, she's going to destroy all the sufferings of Nimai. So, hearing this, Nimai is saying, he said, "Again and again I tell you, O foolish mother, that you do not understand. Great flames burn in my stomach. I will eat the offering now." So he's saying, "I'm so hungry. There are big, big flames of hunger in my stomach. And I'm telling you again and again, I need food. Oh, foolish mother, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm going to eat that offering now." Speaking these words, Lord Gaurahari grabbed the offering and pushed it into his mouth. He just jumped up and grabbed the tray, I guess, or just grabbed the food from the plate and put it in his mouth immediately. Seeing this, Mother Sachi said, "Alas, alas, flames of suffering now burn in my heart." You're saying flames of hunger are burning in your stomach? Now, flames of suffering are burning in my heart. This is an offense. I brought this offering for the goddess to worship. There is a vrata that I'm supposed to observe. You destroyed it. Oh my God, alas, alas, flames of suffering now burn in my heart. I have seen my Vishwambar eat the sweets meant to be offered to the demigods. Sweets made of honey and milk and ghee. Flames burned in Sachi's heart. Tears of anger streamed from her eyes. She said, "Foolish son, how many times have I tried to teach you? Still you do not honor the demigods. You are a Brahmana's son. Still you act badly. Because of you, I will die of suffering." This is an offense. How do you disrespect and, offend the demigods like that? And because of your offenses, I am going to die of suffering. You act so badly in spite of telling you so many times. And saying this, tears of anger came to her eyes. Hearing his mother's words, the jewel, that is Lord Gaura, became angry. So she is angrily rebuking him, and he got angrier. Flames burned in his heart. He said, "You don't know anything. The words you speak to me are nonsense. Listen, foolish mother, I know everything. I am the most exalted person in the three worlds. I myself am the whole world. The three worlds are not something different from me. As by watering a tree's root, one waters all the branches, and as by feeding the stomach, one protects all the senses, so it is written about me in Srimad Bhagavatam." Who is quoting? Little Nimai is quoting Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter 31, text 14. Yatha taror mula nishechanena tripyanti yatskandha bhujopashakha प्राणोपहाराच्च यथेन्द्रियाणां तथैव सर्वार्हणमच्युतेज्य. As pouring water on the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach enlivens the senses and limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are parts of the Supreme Personality. So, see, Mahaprabhu, his pastimes are extremely sweet, but there is also philosophy here within the pastimes. Very, very important. Sachimata has the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Gauranga, in front of her eyes. And he's asking her to give him food. And instead of giving him directly to satisfy him, she wants to give those food items to the demigods, get blessings from the demigods for her son. And by those blessings, she wants to drive away all his sufferings. Of course, Sachimata is the eternal mother of Lord Gauranga, but through his devotees, the Lord gives instructions to all of us. Just like Arjun is the eternal associate of Krishna, but through Arjun, Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita for all of us. Bhagavad Gita is meant for us, but he gives it through the medium of his pure devotee. So temporarily, he just gives them this lamentation in case of Arjun, or in case of Sachimata, she gets this, you know, she's worshipping the demigod to protect Nimai. It is done by the play of the Lord's Lila Shakti. Lila Shakti is the Lord's internal energy. Yogamaya has many functions. So one of the functions of Yogamaya is Lila Shakti. Lila Shakti nourishes a particular Lila. So to nourish the Lila, she covers the knowledge of the devotee, the eternal associate of the Lord, and she also covers the knowledge of the Lord. She does that also. So we see in the pastimes of Krishna, in the Chiraharan Lila, when Krishna was, he took all the clothes of the gopis and put them on top of the branch of a kadamba tree. At that time, the gopis were not aware that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Neither did Krishna know that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How is that possible that Krishna does not know? Because otherwise, the Leela would not be nourished. And also, in between the pastime, briefly for a short time, he will get that knowledge that, yes, I'm the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And again, it is covered by Leela Shakti. So, and who is Leela Shakti? Leela Shakti is his own internal energy that covers his knowledge during a pastime and the knowledge of the devotees also, so that there is sweetness in the pastime. Just for example, if Yashodamai knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or let's say Krishna, here everyone is concerned about how Krishna can forget about himself. If Krishna knew he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, would he become afraid of Yashodamai's stick? He was genuinely afraid. And when we sing Damodar Ashtakam, we see he was so fearful of her stick that he's breathing heavily and his pearl necklace is quivering because of his fear. He's very, very fearful. Tears are coming from his eyes that his mother is going to beat him. And we read in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto that this fear of Krishna is not artificial. He's not pretending, he's not acting, he's actually genuinely fearful, and that is why he's running out of fear. How is it possible that Krishna, who is feared by fear personified, if fear were a person, fear is afraid of Krishna. But Krishna is experiencing fear of the stick of Mother Yashoda. How is this possible? Because in that Leela, he forgets that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How does he forget? By his own Leela Shakti, his knowledge is covered. So this happens in the Leelas. That's why here also, so it happens. So Leela Shakti covers the Lord's knowledge and the knowledge of the devotee. For what sake? To nourish a particular pastime. Why to nourish that pastime? Because the Lord wants to enjoy the sweetness of that relationship. So when he's enjoying the relationship of a child and mother, then he wants to relish the taste of that relationship, of being fearful of the mother, and then also the affection of the mother. If she knew that he's the Supreme Lord, and if he knew that he's the Supreme Lord, it wouldn't be as sweet, it wouldn't be as natural. So here we see Sachi Mata is eternal associate of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, but her knowledge is covered. So, what do you mean by eternal associate? Eternal associates are all pure devotees. Pure devotees means Anyabhilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam, Anukulena Krishnanushilanam. Their Krishnanushilanam, that means their bhakti, is not covered by any type of karma or jnana karma dhyanavritam. It is not interrupted. So what are they doing? They're doing direct devotional service to Krishna without any other desire. No desire for bhukti or mukti. Only desire is to please Krishna. This is the standard even for a Shuddha Bhakta in this world. Then what to speak of eternal associates who got perfection, who are perfect beings eternally. So there's no question that she had faith in the demigods, and then, that is why she is, she's actually. But at the same time, for the Leela to be nourished, the Leela Shakti covers her knowledge, right? And then she actually now worships the demigod with faith, because this Leela has to be nicely perfected. So, but now you see from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's perspective, from Nimai's perspective, who is he? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate. Everything is coming from him, right? All the spiritual material. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is non-different from Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And his devotee, his mother, wants to worship some demigods. She made such wonderful offerings, and without giving it, he's asking, I want to eat, and she wants to take it to some demigods, so that this is called indirect service. Indirect service. Is Krishna happy with indirect service? No, he wants direct service. He doesn't want indirect service. That is why Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam means your bhakti should not be interrupted by karma. Here, demigod worship is karma. He doesn't like that indirect. It is like if somebody loves you, and let's say your friend loves you and wants to give you a gift and came and told you directly, gave the gift to you directly and appreciated you. Would you like that? Or would you like if your friend gave the gift to some third party and that person gives you saying that so and so has given this to you? Which would be better? Direct. Krishna also wants, not that I will worship demigods, and demigods are also part and parcel of Krishna. So when I'm worshipping demigod, it is ultimately reaching Krishna. He doesn't like that. That's not pure devotional service. That's why Mahaprabhu got very angry. Understand that. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like his devotees worshipping demigods or feeling any dependence that, we need to do this also in order to serve Krishna. You don't need to do anything. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja. This is his demand. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Right? You think of me. You worship me. You become my devotee. You offer obeisances to me. He wants us to be completely giving ourselves to him, not to anyone else, not to family members, not to demigods, not to anyone else. Just completely surrender to him. That's his demand. So that is the message from this pastime. We will continue reading now. So Nimai is telling his mother, he's actually chastising her. Uh, she's saying, "You're so foolish. Listen, you foolish mother. I know everything." So he's even revealing his position to her. But again, by the influence of Leela Shakti, it won't register. Like Yashodamai saw within Krishna's mouth the whole universe. But still, for a moment, she's thinking maybe some witch or someone, put some black magic on my son. But she could not accept that he is the Supreme Lord. Why? Even though she's seeing with her eyes, why she's not able to understand? Because her love is so intense, it just covers that knowledge. The Aishwarya, the opulence of the Lord is completely overshadowed by her intense love. So here also the Lord is saying, I am everything, I know everything, I am the most exalted person in the three worlds. I myself am the whole world. And then if you simply serve me, you don't have to separately go and serve the demigods, not required. Whatever you have cooked, you give it to me. You don't have to take it to Goddess Sasthi. When I eat, Sasthi is also satisfied. Why Sasthi? The whole universe is satisfied. Like you water the root, the entire tree is nourished. That's the message the Lord is giving. There's also this pastime about the Yagya Patnis, Brahmana Patnis in the 10th canto. We see the husbands, so many offerings were prepared, and the boys, cowherd boys, came saying that Balaram and Krishna, I mean, they are hungry, right? And please give us some food if if you like, you can give us some food. But they were like thinking, their calculation was, these are Vaishya boys. First, we will feed the Brahmanas. They're thinking in terms of karma, the rules of karma. First of all, until the yagya is completed, we cannot give anyone. That is an offense. And then, even if the yagya is completed, first we have to feed the brahmanas. So, therefore, they didn't respond to the boys. They didn't give anything. They went back, the boys went back to Krishna. And then Krishna said, it's okay. When you beg, you cannot, you have to be prepared for a no. But this time you go to the wives of the Brahmanas. They went to the wives of the Brahmanas. All they had to say, they didn't even say that Krishna and Balaram are hungry. They just said they are nearby. And immediately they filled up their baskets with all the food, not even caring for the yagya or anything. And they ran with the food to give Krishna and Balaram. So that is real understanding. And that's exactly what Mahaprabhu is demanding from Sachi Mata here, as and quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 31st verse. Yatha taror mula nishechanena. By watering the root of a tree, the entire tree is nourished. Everything, the trunks, the branches, the leaves, everything is nourished. Similarly, and also another example is simply by supplying food to the stomach, all the senses, the entire body is nourished. Similarly, simply by serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the demigods are automatically satisfied. After speaking these wise words, Lord Gaurahari hugged his mother. So, after some philosophy, he went and hugged his mother. And her heart was filled with wonder hearing his words. He's less than 5 years old, a little boy. And then she went to worship Goddess Sasthi. Of course, he ate the food. At first, she was disturbed. And then Mahaprabhu instructed her. And then he hugged her. Then her heart was filled with wonder. And she went to worship Goddess Sasthi. Then, in many ways, she served Goddess Sasthi. With a voice choked with emotion, she begged because because her son ate what was meant for the demigoddess. So she begged forgiveness. Oh goddess, my son is very mischievous. Please forgive his offenses. You gave him to me, she's praying to the goddess, that you gave my son to me. Why should you take his offenses seriously? Please give auspiciousness to my son. Please don't be angry with him. I do not have 5 or 7 sons. Nimai is my, you see, she had one son, Vishwarup, and then now Nimai. So I don't have so many sons that if you got offended and if you took him away, I wouldn't be able to live. So Nimai is my great treasure. Please be merciful to him. Let no calamity befall him. Oh goddess, this boy is yours. Please protect him. Like that, she's praying. We see even Srila Prabhupada's mother also, she would also be chanting so many mantras and, um, of protection for him like that. So after speaking these words, Sachi fell at the feet of the elder ladies because all the ladies were together performing this vrata. So they all had come under the banyan tree. So she was worried that Goddess Shashti may take offense that this little boy has eaten her offerings. So she's begging for forgiveness. Then she fell on the feet of all the elderly chaste ladies. Humbly bowing before them, she begged, please give a blessing. Please give the dust of your feet so I may place it on my son's head. You give me the dust from your feet so that I will put it on the head of my son so that he may be protected. Then my very mischievous son will become sober and intelligent. By getting your mercy, my son, who's so mischievous, who ate up the offerings of the demigoddess, he may become sober and he may become intelligent. Please give the dust from your feet, means give him your mercy. Please bless him. Placing a straw between her teeth. Placing straw between teeth means becoming very, very humble, meek and humble. She spoke these words. Worshipping the elder lady's feet, she prayed, please bless my son Vishwambar that he will live a long life. Goddess Shashti may not become angry and, he may not meet with any inauspiciousness because of what he did. So she's worried. So she's begging the ladies, please bless him so that he may live a long life. Thus, completing her worship of Goddess Shashti, Sachi Devi, holding her son's hand, returned home. Later, to Jagannath Mishra, she revealed what was in her heart. What more can I say? Lord Gaura is the master of all the demigods. Manifest on the earth, he enjoyed many pastimes, playing with a host of boys. Thus says Lochan Das. So that was the pastime today. Mahaprabhu is the master of all demigods. If you simply served Lord Gauranga, then automatically all the demigods are satisfied. There is no need to worship the demigod separately. This is Mahaprabhu's personal instruction, and he's quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam. That's another lesson here, that uh, the Lord's statement is sufficient. Simply, the Lord's statement is actually sufficient. But he will also quote from Shastra. Why? Because Shastra is our authority. If what he said is not in the Shastra, then we don't accept that. We only accept what is there in the Shastra. That's why the Lord, he's saying, but he's also quoting from Shastra, that if you simply serve him, then automatically all the demigods are served. They're all satisfied. So with that, we'll end today's session. Sri Chaitanya Mangal ki Jai, Srila Lochan Das Thakur ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So tomorrow we'll read the next song.